Hello, welcome to the channel. My name is Wanda. Hi. In today's video, I'll be using this Opal Glow in the Dark vinyl. I will let you know this is a collection that consists of two colors. We have the peach, yellow, pink, and we also have here opal white. So I'll be using both of the colors in today's video. I'll be making a beautiful coffee mug. So I'll be heading over to Design Space. Before we head over to Design Space, let's make sure to measure our mug just so that we have an idea of how big we should create our wrap. So here we have 10 by 4.5. Now that we're in Design Space, let's click on New Project, click on Blank Canvas, click on Upload, and now just select the image you want. You can scroll down or you can click on View All. I'll be selecting these smiley faces, so I'll go ahead and click on it. I will also select another smiley face, so I'll go over and click on that. Click on Add to Canvas, and once it comes in, you can resize it. I'll be moving over the black image, and now I'll just go to the corner and resize it. You can resize it that way, or you can go up to where it says size and put in the size you need. And then I'll resize the other one. I will now go into Shapes, click on that, and I'll use a square. I'll adjust the size of the square to the size of the mug wrap I need. So go up to where it says size and change the width and the height. So remember, before going into Design Space, I did take the measurements of the mug. So these are the measurements you need in order to create your mug wrap. Once you have the size, go over to where it says Operation, click on that, scroll down to Guide and click on that. This will be a guide that you can use to create your mug wrap. I'll be placing the smileys inside and kind of go from there. As you can see, I have two different smileys, although they're very similar. So I kind of want to duplicate them and then place them inside this guide. I kind of want to fill this up with smileys. So I'll just be playing around with this till I have the wrap I want. You can create them big or you can create them smaller. You can adjust the size to the size you would like your wrap to be. As I said, you can play around with them, make them smaller or bigger. It all depends on how you want your wrap to look. And now I'll click on Upload and go back and look for something else that I can add into this wrap. I kind of was thinking on bats, so I'll click on this, Add to Canvas, and View. And now I'll just adjust it, make it a size I think would look nice. Once I have the size, I'll just start putting them inside of the guide. You can turn them a little bit and then just go over to duplicate and kind of start duplicating them. Now I'll just kind of try to fit it in there, duplicate, turn this one around a little bit, duplicate it, and place it on another spot. You can duplicate that one and duplicate the other one till you're satisfied. Kind of turn it around, and once you're done, move your guide out of the way, and then just go and delete it. So here we have a wrap. You can make it a little bit smaller if you want to, or you can keep it that way. Since I'll be using 2 different vinyls, I'll change the color to these smileys to kind of purplish, just to make sure I get different mats to cut. And once you're done, just go up to Make, click on that, save it if you like, click on Mat, since I'll be using a mat, and here we have our 2 mats, since we're going to be using 2 different color vinyls. All right, let's open our vinyl. And we have a sticker that says remove the protective layer. Just by looking at this, these colors are so beautiful. As I mentioned before, this collection consists of 2 different color rolls. One of them is the peach yellow pink, which is this one, and the other one is the opal white. These rolls come in 12-inch by 5 feet or 12-inch by 82 feet. These are glow-in-the-dark vinyl. TeckWrap says on their page that this vinyl needs significant exposure to light, UV light, before it can glow in the dark. Automatically store daylight during the day and naturally glow at night. Make sure to peel off the clear protective film before cutting. Once you do that, you're all set to go cut your material. To set base material, I'll be using permanent vinyl. This will cut my vinyl. And now let's head over to our machine to start cutting our vinyl. I'll be cutting one of my colors first and then the second color. All right, so we have our vinyl cut. Now let's do the weeding. I'll be using this pin pen from TeckWrap, which is my favorite. Make sure to be very careful because this is a little bit sharp. Just poke on a corner and kind of start pulling sideways very carefully. Always make sure not to pull anything up on your vinyl that's not supposed to come up. I gotta say, the cut setting I used is perfect to weed this. This is weeding out beautifully. Nothing pulled up with my vinyl. And look at these colors. They're just beautiful. Now, I'll be weeding the inside. I love the way the peachy, yellow, pinkish colors look. This is beautiful. All right, let's go to the next vinyl. And this vinyl looks like a holographic dual tone. It's beautiful as well. And now let's weed the inside part of the smiley faces. And this one I'll be doing the opposite of what I did on the other one. All right, there we have them. Now as for transfer tape, I'll be using this transfer tape from TeckWrap. This is called the Black Grid Medium Tack. So that's what I'll be using. I have my small piece right here. And this is a perfect size. I'll just be folding a small piece right here of the backing so I can kind of pull my transfer tape. And then I'll just be placing it over this vinyl, which is the top piece of my design. kind of sliding it. And then I'll be using this TeckWrap squeegee to burnish this. If you need to, turn it around and also burnish on the back. And then just remove the backing very carefully. And always make sure that your vinyl is on the transfer tape. And now I'll be using a piece of parchment paper. I will now lay on top of the parchment paper my transfer paper that's got my vinyl and kind of move it around till I have it where I need it to be. And once I'm sure, I'll then proceed to remove the parchment paper. And there you have it. Now I'll just burnish this a little bit. I'm just making sure that all of my vinyl is attached to the transfer tape. I'll be using this cup cradle just to help me place my vinyl on my mug. I now will spray some rubbing alcohol just to make sure my surface is clean. And then I'll use some napkins to kind of dry this off. And now the moment of truth. Very carefully remove the backing of the transfer tape and then proceed to stick this onto your mug. Be very careful. Make sure not to do too much touching on the tape. Place down one piece and with your fingers kind of burnish it down and then continue to do the rest. You can slowly lay it down or you can do one piece at a time like I did. You can cut off the piece of transfer tape that you don't need so that it doesn't stick to your mug. And then continue placing the rest of the image onto your mug. And continue to do the same thing throughout the mug. I did notice I had an extra smiley on my transfer tape. So I decided at the end not to put that one. I also could have made the smiley faces a little bit more smaller. But for the video's sake, this is perfect. And this is the way the mug turned out. It looks beautiful. If you watched to the end and you liked the video, don't forget to give us a like. If you're not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. And this is the way the mug looks at night. See you on the next video. Bye bye.